Okay, folks, today's the day I fly to Maldives, and I think I have everything. I'm not quite sure, but I think so. So, got the plants watered, did the dishes, left some lights on, and now it's time to head out. Got the board in the car. There's a short board and a long board in there, for bubble wrapped. I got the suitcase, backpack with all my camera gear and drone. So let's head out to Munich. How's it going, everybody? I just wanted to explain while I'm stuck in traffic driving to Frankfurt a few things. You might ask yourself, why is Mark driving to Frankfurt on 11 August when on 10 August he drove to Munich to fly out to the Maldives? Well, that's a great question, and I'm going to answer that in the next couple minutes. So basically, just a little background on this trip to the Maldives. About a year ago, a couple friends of mine and I were drinking downtown, and we decided to go to the Maldives. And so it triggered a number of planning things, and Danny took on the brunt of logistics for the entire trip. We're chartering a boat. We're all meeting on the 12th, getting on the boat, and we'll be on the boat, live aboard for the entire time, and then fly out on the 26th. So obviously this is a year in the making. And so that allowed me the time to kind of plan correctly, which I normally don't do. So anyways, in June, I went ahead and locked in my tickets. There's only a few ways to really get down to the Maldives from Germany. One of them is to fly Turkish Airlines. And the other one is to fly Emirates. And due to their great reputation, I chose to fly Emirates. And I got a great price on the ticket. It was great. Before I booked the ticket, I called them and I said, hey, here's the dimensions of my surfboard. Is it going to be good? And they said, yeah, no problem. So I double checked on their website, said, hey, here's the requirements. They said, just, protect the rails, wrap it in bubble wrap, and everything should be fine. So I booked the ticket on June 30th. Flying out of Munich, Emirates Airlines through Dubai, into Maldives, and then returning on the 27th. I even left a day early, which you'll find out later saved this whole trip for me. So yesterday I packed up, had everything ready, got everything I needed, as you saw in the last video, and headed out to Munich to go arrive early, check in my surfboard, check in my bag, maybe get something to eat before I get on a flight. The flight left at 10:30 p.m. So I arrived at the airport at 7:30 p.m. to allow myself 3 hours to complete the check-in process and grab something to eat. I parked. I arranged for long-term parking in the parking lot. It was everything was falling into place. I arrived at the airport around 7:30, cruised up to the Emirates Airlines.
Use the right lane to turn right on L723.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm at. So I went up to the Emirates Airlines check-in desk where...
In half a mile, turn right to L594.
Okay, I left an important part out. So on the 9th, I called the airlines to double check that my surfboard would be good to go. Gave her the dimensions. She were very nice, great, perfect. Yeah, no problem. You're well prepared, Mr. Mark, and you got all the right information. I've added it to your ticket. Everything's good to go. Enjoy your trip. So I went there. I arrived at 7:30. I roll up to the check-in desk to drop off my bag and surfboard, and out runs this guy from nowhere. Actually, he had a Qantas Airlines lanyard on. He worked for Qantas, which I don't really understand. But anyway, he comes up and he just whips out a tape measure and starts measuring my board. So the requirement is the board has to be less than 300 centimeters, which is 3 meters, or basically 9 feet or so, which my board is. It's a 9-foot board. It's under, or actually it's 9.5 maximum feet. Anyway, it's 274 centimeters. So I'm thinking, go ahead and measure it, brah. It's fine. I already double checked with the airline. Everything's fine. I'm fucking relaxed. Good to go. And he says, no, we can't check this. There's a problem. I was like, no, there's no problem. There isn't an issue. So he runs off, and out comes this like 7-foot German dude that worked for Emirates Airlines. And he's like, we cannot check this board. I said, no, that's not the case. I already double checked prior to making the reservation with Emirates Airlines. You guys have an excellent reputation. And then yesterday I called to confirm there is no issue, and you're mistaken. Go check with somebody else that knows what they're talking about. And he goes running off. I don't know what he did, but he came back and he's like, no, sorry, nothing we can do. You can't put this on the airplane. I said, well, what are my options here? And he said, I don't know. And to the Qantas Airlines dude, like credit, he actually said, well, maybe we can get it on cargo down there tonight. He gave me a couple numbers to call. Of course, nobody answered because it's, by this time.
In 1,000 feet, use the right lane to turn right.
By this time, it's like 8:15 p.m. Nobody's around in the cargo. And so, he was trying to help, but he was actually the cause of the whole issue. However, they're like, oh, perhaps we can get you on a flight tomorrow that'll get you into Male around 3:30 p.m. on Saturday, the 12th. But my boat leaves at 12 p.m. on Saturday. So I said, well, that ain't going to work because the boat's not going to wait for me. So that was out. And they're rushing around trying to figure out, what to do, because I'm downplaying it right now, but I started getting gradually more upset. And that's being polite. So anyway, long story short, the airline's not willing to do nothing. So I get on and I book a flight on Turkish Airlines leaving out of Frankfurt instead of Munich. And I said, hey, all right, since this is not my fault, cancel my flight. I want my money back, which was about $1,200 US dollars. Let me check my
94.
And so they're like, well, you booked the ticket on Expedia, we can't do anything.
In 500 feet, use the left lane to turn left on L594.
So I said, well, this is not my fault.
Turn left on L594.
So you guys are going to have to, I'm the customer here, and I did everything that I was supposed to do. Anyway, long story short, they aren't going to help me. Said they couldn't cancel anything. They couldn't reroute, rebook, no nothing, because I booked on Expedia. So I tried to get a hold of Expedia. It took me 1 hour to get a hold of somebody at Expedia. I was chatting with an AI, I think, online. And it basically, by the time I got a hold of somebody, it was like maybe 10:30 at night. So I said, man, what are you guys going to do?
In 1.5 miles, turn right on B3.
And they said, well, we can't cancel anything because it's already the day of the booking and it's in the airline's hands. I was like, what are you talking about? They're telling me it's in your hands. So anyway, I called Emirates Airlines and I said, hey, this is a situation. I told them all the details. I was calm. I was professional. I said, what are you going to do? They said, we can't do anything. It's up to the airport staff to put your board on the plane or not. So I went back to the tall dude. By the way, he's like 7 feet tall. I said, hey, listen, dude, I talked to Emirates Airlines, I talked to Expedia, and it's literally up to you guys whether you can give me an exception, put this board on the plane. That's the solution. Just put the board on the plane. It's under the required size, and just let me get on the plane. That's the solution. And he's like, no, you don't understand what I'm saying. I said, no, I speak English. And so I'm starting to get angry. And the funniest part about it, I'm laughing in my mind, but at the time, actually, but I was really upset at this guy. I said, and I'm looking up to this guy, because I'm like only 5'9" on a good day. So I'm looking up to this 7-foot dude. We're like,
in half a mile, turn right on B3.
He's literally straddling my longboard and telling me there's nothing he can do. And so I said, listen, first of all, get off my board, because that board is fragile. Get away from my board. Secondly, get me somebody that can make a decision around here. He goes, no, I'm the supervisor. I said, no, you're not the supervisor, because you're unwilling to make any decisions other than negative. So anyway, long story short, nobody did nothing. So I drove back to my home, 3 hours away. And meanwhile, I called Expedia, said, hey, cancel the tickets. Emirates can't cancel it. You got to cancel it. And some guy was like, yeah, okay. And he put me on hold forever. And finally we got disconnected. And I was like, well, he'll probably cancel it. And I'll wake up in the morning. So I got home about 2 in the morning. And I tried to cancel the parking. Long-term parking was $200. I couldn't cancel that. And so I still got to cancel that, actually, on my way to the airport. Anyways, long story short, and I keep saying that, but that's the truth. Emirates sucks. Emirates doesn't do anything, and they're never going to fly them again. Don't recommend anybody with a surfboard fly Emirates Airlines. They are unable to, be agile and flexible to accommodate anything.
Turn right on B3.
And so essentially, I booked on Turkish Airlines going out of Frankfurt tonight. It should be so my boat leaves at 12 noon on the 12th, Saturday, which is tomorrow. I get there at 12 noon.
In 1.1 miles, exit to De Waldorf, Wieslak.
So it should be fine. I'm actually on the same flight as some of my friends. So I had to cancel. So basically, I'm out $100 for the hotel room in Male that I was planning on staying. I had 6 hours of drive to and from Munich that, is probably never going to be compensated for. I have a $1,200 ticket, which I don't even know if they're going to reimburse me for. And I have $200 of long-term parking in Munich that I have no idea what's going to happen to that. So here's the
in half a mile, exit right.
Here's the worst part. To book a ticket onto Turkish Airlines to rectify this, what would normally be a $900 ticket cost me $2,200. So anyway, that's why I'm driving to Frankfurt right now, and I'm a little bit
exit right to De Waldorf, Wieslak.
a little bit stressed. However, if everything goes well with the check-in at Frankfurt,
in 900 feet, use the left lane to turn left on L723.
and I get everything checked in, I can at least get grab something to eat in the Frankfurt airport.
Turn left on L723.
And all will be good, and I'll just enjoy the rest of the trip and deal with Emirates, Expedia, the
in
hotel.
2.1 miles, turn right on Joseph Riertstrasse.
And the parking and everything else later, because that's life. Life throws you curveballs. You gotta just do what you gotta do. Most of my attitude is things happen for a reason. I don't know the reason this is happening. That's part of the challenge, is to figure out why things happen the way they do. I look on the positive side, and hopefully I can maintain a good attitude and enjoy this once in a lifetime bucket list trip that I've been planning for a year, and not bring down the people that are on the trip. There's 8 other people, like 7 of them I've not met before, so we'll see how it goes. However, it's great, it's going to be good, it's going to be fine. I was able to book long-term valet parking at Frankfurt, which I normally use when I go on a trip. So I just drop off my car at the terminal departure and pick it up when I come back. It's great. I recommend that service for anybody traveling long-term. And I travel a lot, so you can take my recommendation. If you need more recommendations, contact me in the comments. I'm happy to give you the companies I've used and how I feel about them. So we'll see how it goes. Now I'm in traffic on the way to Frankfurt on a Friday afternoon, and we should be able to get everything going. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Thanks. I'm at the Frankfurt airport. I just checked in my surfboard and my bags. I got VIP treatment at Turkish Airlines. Completely 180-degree different than the way I was treated at Emirates Airlines. It literally took me 5 minutes. I had the most beautiful Turkish woman checking me in. There was no issues, no questions, smile on her face, beautiful. And that's the way it should be. I certainly hope Emirates Air, sucky Emirates Air, takes note of their rapid slide to being a bottom tier airline.
Yasa gereği uçuşlarımızda sigara, tütün ürünleri ve elektronik sigara kullanımı yasaktır. Tuvaletler ve duman sürücülerinin ve tuvalet içerisinde de sigara içmek yasaktır. Kabin basıncında bir değişiklik olursa oksijen maskeleri başınızın üstündeki kapaklardan otomatik olarak ortaya çıkar. Derhal en yakın maskeyi kendinize doğru çekiniz. Koruyucu akülü maskenizi ve varsa yüz siperliğinizi çıkarınız. Oksijen maskesini ağız ve burnunuzu içine alacak şekilde yüzünüze yerleştiriniz.
Pete and Mark back together again. Thank you for picking us up. You speak English? No. That's good. Thought that was our boat. Almost. Same color. Crazy. Great. Yeah. Hopefully that wind got down. Yeah. It's supposed to rain today, tomorrow, and next day. Oh, good? Yeah, then it's supposed to rain. How did you like for you live that something like you know, there's this thing called the internet. How did you get in there? Let's go then. Okay. Hello? I saw that comment.
Yeah, so
looks very good.
So anybody want to be a
I already had to. Me no. Desert, but it's like Atacama Reach, coastal desert. And it's like they have some copper mines, stuff like that. It's like the town is 10,000 people.
but it's on the coast.
It's at you have great surfing.